Hello, my name is Ralph D'Ignazio, and this is my audio implementation demo using Audiokinetics Wwise.
I can't live like this anymore. It isn't living. These things don't belong here.
Why are you here?
It's time for them to go.
While studying with the School of Video Game Audio, I had only 8 weeks to plan, record, and implement audio for an entire level in Cube, which amounted to over 100 sound effects as well as a complex adaptive music score. From the start, I sifted through a significant list of event triggers, from which I created a detailed asset list as well as a recording and implementation schedule. I then edited the level map, adding and removing entities and placing triggers that would communicate with Wwise to affect changes in the music score. I then made sure to add these triggers to the level's code. After these were in place, I defined reverb areas within the map to help create a more realistic experience for the player. Since Cube is a first-person shooter, the weapon sounds are prominent and needed to have a strong presence. The shotgun is the central weapon, so I was careful to set up a sound palette that wouldn't get stale during extended gameplay. I used 3 separate layers to create the shotgun blast, all of which have a few variations placed within random containers, which in turn come together in a single blend container. In this manner, each time the shotgun is fired, the sound is varied. I use the powerful randomizers in Wwise not only to enhance the blast variations, but to create a time delay for the reload and shell falling assets. By randomizing pitch, filters, and volume, a fresh sound is created every time the event is called upon. I also made use of a multi-action event for the shotgun asset, wherein the reload and shell falling sounds would occur within a set time delay, also varied with randomization. A similar layering technique was used for the chain gun, and some freeway noise was used for the thrust sound of the rocket launcher. You never know where you're going to end up recording assets for a game. The next step of my process involved recording Foley sounds, including footsteps on different materials and vocalizations for pain and death sounds. Oh yes, and monsters. I hired and directed a professional actor to help with this process. Even monsters make themselves laugh sometimes. Next, I edited hundreds of audio files in Logic and imported them into my Wwise project. I set out to create an original score that would enhance gameplay and reflect the seriousness of the player's situation. I started with a percussive guitar idea, layered some interesting sounds with handmade instruments, and built up the score with a dark palette. Finally, I mixed and mastered the score, mixed all of the sound assets within Wwise, and tested the game to make sure all of the events were firing correctly. And then I held on.